So what up, everybody? What up, what up, what up? And it's the MICCASTERJ. That's me, the Mike Caster. And welcome to episode 33 of Trust the Plus. All right. And today we got a cool topic for you, man. Because right now we're going up to your above alls. That's what we're going to turn around and talk about. All right. So we're going to get into accountability, y'all, or more so specifically accountability partners, because that's what your above alls consist of. You know, people that can hold you accountable, people that you can rely on, people that you can relate to. Obvious one being God, obviously, you know, that's the greatest self-check there is. The word, you know, a mentor, a parent, or, you know, for those who do still have a parent around, or parents, you know, for people who got lucky. But that's what we're going to turn around and go into. All right. So our title is How's It Looking Up There? Obviously, in retrospect to what I just said. That being said, make sure to subscribe, man, like, share these videos, follow. You know, I never really liked saying that inside these videos, but I'm going to start saying that now because, you know, people who are doing funny stuff in their videos, who are doing videos of a video, are getting shared and like and all this stuff like that. And there's a platform for them. So if there's a platform for them, you can share all that. You can share videos that are here to uplift, help bring people's spiritual side a little bit closer, give you more of a drawing and an understanding, or at least assert or want to for God and stuff like that. So I feel we can make a platform for that as well too. You know, it just makes sense. All that aside, let's turn around and get into it right here on TPP.
Yeah. So what? Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up and listen to me, let's go. Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up, listen to me, let's go. Keep your head up, right with me, let's go. Keep your ears up, listen to me, let's go.
All right, yo, and we're back. All right, so we're going to jump into this. All right, so as we're talking about this stuff, again, we're talking about accountability partners specifically. All right, you know, are the people that we have in our above alls keeping us accountable? Are they keeping us focused? Are they keeping us leveled? You know, are they self-checking us when they need to and uplifting us when they need to? And if not, we need to really turn around, navigate, and do something about those above alls because they're not serving the purpose that they're supposed to. All right. So as we jump into this, we're going to start this off with Proverbs, right? So Proverbs 27, chapter 27, verse 17. And this is everyone's favorite line to use. It's used so much that people forget that it's a whole biblical line. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And there's so many different ways that people rephrase that sentence now, but it's originally a biblical line in Proverbs. All right. So I started off with that because we're going to delve into that. Iron sharpens iron, right? One man sharpens another. Obviously, it's 2022 now. So take that context to also encompass women, you know, children. Just again, we all like using this line, but do we actually do it, right? Do we actually really dive into sharpening one another, really honing down and helping each other become better? So the definition of accountability, right, as we know it here on this realm, is the fact or condition of being accountable. Responsibility, right? That's the whole point, the emphasis on accountability, responsibility, taking ownership, right? And I want to start off with that first because now we're going to add partner to that, right? So in order to understand accountability partner and the aspects of how it plays into the role of spirituality and God and how it's really supposed to look like, right, versus what you've been told. And the purpose of it is accountability eliminates the time and effort you spend on distracting activities and other unproductive behavior. When you make people accountable for their actions, you're effectively teaching them to value their work. So again, above all, it's supposed to teach you value. It's supposed to help you understand the value of when you're doing something and it's really impacting others, but also the value of when you're not doing what you're supposed to and how that is also impacting. So, and it's supposed to be effective enough where you can think about it. If it is very easy for you to ignore those above alls or your accountability partners, then you don't got the right accountability partner, because the right accountability partner is going to make you hate them sometimes because they're not looking to tell you what you want to hear. Their only understanding is loving you, the person, but definitely checking you and judging you, your actions. Because I got news for you guys, and I'm going to say this right here. We are allowed judgment, all right, as people here in this realm. But the way we utilize that judgment is, one, is not to the level of God, and two, is on the actions. All right. So your accountability partner at all times is trying to help you level your actions to ensure that it's not compromising the person that you are, that they know that you are. All right. Because it's easy for actions to turn around and overtake us and overwhelm us and do that. So what does that look like? Right. We're talking about it, but what does that really look like? So accountability makes you reliable by highlighting your goals and effectively enforcing you to best your past self. Okay, so you don't want to go backwards. You want to go forward. So your accountability partner is always elevating you to the level of where you are at right now, currently in life. They're not talking about accomplishments you did before. They're not stepping ahead and telling you all this other stuff that you need to be doing right now. Is currently where you're at. And that's also for yourself, because you're your own accountability partner, currently understanding you from the level of where you currently are at right now and those capabilities. Now, it's supposed to teach you to assume that responsibility for your actions by putting you through personal challenges. All right. So it's not supposed to be easy. Accountability ain't supposed to feel good. It's supposed to do exactly what it does, man. It helps you reflect. Now, it can feel good, of course, if they're, reinforcing the positive aspects of what you're doing and everything like that. But overall, it's not even about a mood or anything about it. It's just, again, that self-check. That gauge. All right. It's ultimately what you want your above all to be doing, what you want your accountability partner to be doing, what you want accountability to be doing. All right. But in case you don't believe me, let's go to the Bible definition of it. Right. So at the heart, accountability is one Christian submitting to the Christ-centered admonition of another Christian in one or more areas of life. Hand in hand with accountability is an attitude of grace and forgiveness, and the taking on of one another's burden. So again, looking out for one another, your fellow man, not omitting when you're seeing the person that you claim or you deem to care about suffering. All right. Because I want you to also look at this on the other foot. If you're an accountability partner of somebody else. So, actually keeping everything on a godly centered focus, not straying from that. Your accountability partner shouldn't be diminishing your spirit or shifting up your behavior. All right. But rather than helping you add to that, helping you build to that, ensuring that it's not falling apart and vice versa. You doing the same. Right. And there's supposed to be an attitude of grace and forgiveness. Because again, it's not about judging you. It's not about judging you, the person. So it shouldn't be condemning you, because we're not allowed to do that. Shouldn't be making you feel like you're worthless and you don't amount to nothing. Because it shouldn't be doing that either. It's just initially making you reflect. You ultimately pushing you to ultimately make those changes and see the perspective and the things that you are doing on a day-to-day basis. All right. And really taking that into account for not just yourself, but the people around you. All right. Because what you do matters. And it affects more than one person. In many ways, whether you know it or not, whether it's indirect or it's directly, it's going to affect somebody. All right. So you always want to be thinking about that. And then accountability partner is the one with whom you build a relationship based on reciprocity. It's reciprocated. All right. So they're checking you. You're checking them. Your accountability partner is somebody you go to and all they got is stuff about you and how you should improve you and all this other stuff like that. That's not an accountability partner. All right, because the only accountability partner you got that should be able to do that is God. All right, and even then, God's gonna make you see that for yourself. That's not gonna just sit down and come here and just have a whole spat session, just start roasting you and flaming you up. Like that's not how God works. All right, it's gonna reveal that to you on the inside and make you see it. So that's what your accountability partner should be doing, and you should be able to do the same. So you're both evolving, you're growing together. All right, you're being each other's examples. Okay, you're keeping each other leveled. You're keeping that respect. You're keeping each other's behaviors in check. Okay, it should be both ways. All right, just reciprocate it, man. Reciprocate it. So, all right, we talked about all that. I delved into purposes and likes and all the stuff like that. So, to not leave you hanging, let's throw some examples, right? Let's give you a list because, some people want a list, So if you don't remember anything else, right, here's some ways to really gauge your accountability partners or your above alls that you are trusting to turn around and keep you at the best you that you can be, right? Are they trustworthy? And understand all these things I'm giving, if you really want to turn around and break it down, because again, this is a spiritual channel. So match it up the qualities of God, because all this is qualities of God. All right. So if they're not even coming in anywhere near these type of qualities, then you already know there's red flags. All right. So are they trustworthy? Do they give you positivity? Right. Or is it always negative? Are they always trying to help you stay down? Or even in the midst of when you fall and you slip, they're still trying to like, well, you know what? You still have this avenue. You can still do this. They're still always highlighting the things that you can change. All right. They're not ignoring the fact of what you did, but they are highlighting the ways that you can change it. All right. It's not on this weird spectrum of you're too late. It's over. Because that's not a partner. Are they reinforcing you? And reinforcement works both ways. It works when you're doing good. It works when you're doing bad, right? They're reinforcing your conviction of yourself, or when you are kind of turned around and you're realizing something, and it wasn't in the right lane. They're reinforcing your thought process about it, all right, and letting you know that you probably should fix that. They're non-judgmental. Again, ain't got nothing against you. Got to do with your actions. All right. They're not sitting here dogging you out and saying you are the worst human being on the planet. You going to hell. Like they're like, no, what you did there was kind of messed up, man. That's not like you. Sentences like that, or you can do better than that. Like that's not judgment. That's a partner. That's what somebody should be telling you. If they're not telling you could do better than that, then I don't want that person, because they're not looking out for your best interest, man. All right. Are they giving of good advice? All right. And good advice is relative, because again, in the Bible, and what you find out is we're all not good. We got evil and stuff inside of them. So I want to be careful on how I kind of throw that out there. But giving a good advice is a matter of just saying, is the advice that they're giving you adding to you fixing a situation or making a situation better or helping you develop or helping you grow? And it's coming from a place of, love. It's coming from a place of spiritual guidance. Like they're not just pulling it out of their own bias, but they're, referencing scripture, or they're giving you a testimony and stuff like that. Like, is it coming from a nice soulful place that means well, or is it just, they just throwing 2 cents, or they just read you something off of a Google thing or something, like, what I'm saying? Like, is it coming from a real place? And then being dependable. Can you depend on this person? If you're at your lowest, can you depend on them? Which is really important. People take that for granted. And when you're at your highest, can you depend on them? All right. Because that's something to also turn around and think about and consider. So can you really rely on this person is something you want to definitely focus on. And then, of course, the main ingredient to an accountability partner is spirit and behavior, right? Their actions and their spirits are aligning up. They match what they're practicing what they preach, and it's all matching up, and it's all lining to making that right there be the best it can be, your cross, your spiritualness, your towers, your mind, your soul. It's helping that stay healthy. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna leave you with Galatians chapter 6, 1-2, right? Because again, I like giving you biblical evidence. Brothers, if someone is caught in a sin, you who are spiritual should restore him gently. But watch yourself, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. So, needless to say, if we break that down and put into layman's terms, your accountability partner ain't taking your fill in the blank. All right. And then, at the same time, they're watching and they're not getting caught up in your shenanigans. Like they're not sitting here helping you turn around and defeat yourself. All right. So they're not leaving you hanging, but they're not going to sit here and fall with you either. All right. Because that's not an accountability partner either. It don't help if you both sinking. So, and again, they're keeping you close to your spiritualness, your Bible. They're not straying off. Everything's not coming from a bias or somebody else who has no business telling you how to do you or whatever it is. You're just coming from, again, genuine places, actual sources. Again, the Bible being the biggest reference, God being the big one. Or, clear examples, testimonies, people who mean well, you know what I'm saying? Like their whole engagement is genuine. So something to think about. I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and I'll catch you guys again another episode of TTP. Peace.